Welcome to the Clinical Cookout.
Hey y'all, Auntie Ashley at a Clinical Cookout here, and it is Friendly Neighborhood Therapist Friday. So I'm wrapping up our theme this week, which was finding your boo. Now, with that being said, I felt a type of way. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My baby was not able to be there to record with the guys, and I felt a type of way. So today, what I did was I recorded with him myself. I hope y'all enjoy this special segment this Friday, and here you go. So I have a very special guest. My husband Elijah is here with me today because this week was all about finding your boo. So I wanted to really ask him some of the same questions we did in the episode to see his take on it. So Elijah, are you ready?
Always ready. Do it.
So I'm gonna give you some qualities and I want you to rate them 1 to 5, 1 being it's not important, 5 being it's absolutely crucial as far as finding your boo. Now, we've been married for almost 14 years, so you haven't been in the dating world, but think about it from where you at today. Like yourself today if you were looking for somebody to date.
I wouldn't be, but okay, I'll still answer.
Okay. So openness, which means being open to new things, feedback. Is openness important?
Most definitely, so I would rate that at a 5.
All right. Honesty.
Honesty, I would have to put at a 4. And that's just because some
Why?
things shouldn't be said. And that's for the sake of peace in your home and just, considering the feelings of your spouse or significant other. Some things are best reserved for conversations with the fellas, just because when things might be contentious, what you're really thinking and want to say, but you can't say for the sake of saving the relationship or things just going completely left. So that's why it's important to have your close circle that you can have those conversations with, stuff you wouldn't say to your spouse in person. Or sometimes you just need a reality check because you might actually be the one tripping. So it's better to bounce that off of somebody else who can give you some positive feedback and be like, nah, bro, you don't need to say that. Just let it go.
Honesty is important, but you got to be careful with how honest you are because you got to take somebody's feelings into consideration. Okay. Independence. For your partner to be independent.
I will put that at a 3. The reason I say that is because the fact that you are finding a partner, that means you're looking for somebody that you can take a life's journey with and depend on. So yes, you should be able to be independent, but the purpose of you finding somebody is to take that walk with you, provide balance in your life. So you should be able to depend on them because you might have it all together now, but one day you might be down and out. You may lose that job and that person might have to pick up the weight and carry you. Or, personal experience, you might have to have a surgery or something and you can't do everything for yourself like you normally would because of the circumstances. So you have to be able to depend on that person. And knowing and accepting the fact that you can't do everything on your own, it helps build trust in the ability to be able to depend on somebody and knowing that you're not going through this walk alone. And that's in your personal life, your spiritual life. We weren't built or designed to do anything alone.
Okay, so all right, independence is in the middle. You need somebody that needs you.
So don't let all those songs out there fool you, because I'm quite sure they depending on somebody. They just don't want to rap about it or sing about it. But I digress.
Physically affectionate.
Me personally, on the receiving end of it, I'd say 2, leaning towards 1. But ultimately, in a relationship, it should be at a 5.
So you don't need it, but you know it's needed in a relationship for most people.
Yes, that's one of the areas I struggle with and continue to struggle with. Fully acknowledge it, but for me, if I receive it or not, I'm gonna keep moving. So I can't put that on you or anybody. You can't necessarily put how you feel about a circumstance or a need onto your spouse.
Now the guys on the show got confused, so I'm gonna ask a secondary one that goes with physical affection because they didn't know whether they meant like just affection, like cuddling, hugging, that type of affection versus sex.
Those
You
are two
split it
completely
out
different
and you
words.
say
Those are
they
two
are two
different words.
completely different. I don't know how they got there on the show, but if we did just say sex, how important is it? So the physical affection for you is not as important, but you know it might be important to your partner, so you at least
That's
try.
yeah,
But
that's not important for me to receive.
right, but sex on the other hand
That is
is
important
what.
for a healthy relationship. Yes, but given all the dynamics of a relationship, it's going to come a point where that's probably not a factor or very little of a factor. When you have to start taking medications or you just old and broke and things don't work anymore. And or a
Okay.
sexual encounter might end up in the hospital at a certain age. So, you know, but in your young, vibrant youth, it is extremely important.
The next one is emotional maturity.
That is a 5. I
You don't
got
even have
kids. I
to
don't need an extra one.
absolutely. People pleasing.
Yes, but again, the why is important. Is it because there's some kind of need that you need to feel important, to feel liked? Or is it because you have a genuine care for the well being of people? In that sense, I say I would give it a 5 because, like I said, in this life, we are not meant to walk it alone. It's always a communal effort. So, if that goal
Mhm.
is to ensure the well being of others, that's why I rate it extremely high. But if you just doing it for likes, or to be that person, then you're
Mhm.
going about it all wrong. And in that sense, I would put it on the other end of the spectrum at a 1.
All right. The last quality that we had listed was humor or funny. Do you need your partner to have a sense of humor?
Most definitely. I mean, they don't have to be outright hilarious, but you gotta have a sense of humor because it's just some things in life you just gotta take it and and laugh with it. You gotta be able to crack a joke. You can't be too serious all the time. That's how you get constipated.
I can't. Okay, so then that would mean that humor is what, a 4 or 5 for you?
Yes.
Good. I think I said it was a 5 when we recorded. I said a 5 because it is important for me for my partner to be able to make me laugh. So I also want to ask you just one, maybe two last things. So we did a hot sauce, and I know you watched the episode because you support your wife, and thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate it. But our hot sauce question was, do you cut a friend off at your partner's request?
Absolutely not. But also, it has to come with the conversation to why your partner is wanting you to cut this person off. Because if it's on based on unfounded insecurities, then y'all need to have a conversation. Those securities need to be addressed and those layers need to be peeled back so you can get a better understanding. It's just, they might be controlling and possessive, then that's a whole nother conversation.
Now, can your
But
partner be genuine friends with somebody that they slept with?
I say yes, and it also depends on what stage of life we're talking about. Like when you're talking about somebody, you talking about finding a partner at 18, 19, when you're young and frisky. Like I said, things happen. You go to parties, or somebody come over your house crying on your shoulder. Things happen. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, And when you're young, you just live in moments. Now, if you're talking about, your 40s going into 50s, it might be a little bit more to that. But we can never forget the human dynamic. You're never gonna stop being attracted to other people. And if somebody tells you otherwise, they're talking crazy. Both parties might not even feel the same way about an interaction. For somebody else, it might have been just casual, a momentary thing. Somebody else might be when the bow breaks situation, they stalking in the bushes outside your window because of that one encounter. They done fell in love and you done had a entanglement with a psycho. Then it comes back to that level of maturity. You know, Adults do adult things and it is what it is, but can you be mature and address the situation? Or you gotta produce a song like Ray J talking about you hit it first because you petty.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. I know we on a big time difference, so thank you for staying up late for
Yes.
me. I love you.
All right, love you too, and I'm going to bed.
All right. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day, and I will holler at y'all later.